It was a day where everyone obviously is looking forward to it. Everyone has it marked in their calendar. The whole world is watching, coast to coast in Canada.
Wins the 164th Kings
You get that like excitement and you're pumped up to race.
But the mighty filly has devastated them. Is a big win for Moira.
I knew if somebody was going to upset, it could have been me.
In the history of the King's Plate, it is one that has been affected by war. We've had a pandemic, but the race has always been run.
From what you know now, what happens from here?
The King's Plate is the most famous horse race in all of Canada, but we've never seen a plate before like we did in 2024.
With the weather that we did have impact us right here north of Toronto, Etobicoke, right near Pearson Airport. I know flights are delayed, flights are canceled.
I think everyone looked at that weather forecast and did a little praying as to maybe it won't be as bad as we think it might be.
I had a busy day that day. I was in the paddock. Races were being delayed, and the longer those delays kind of go on, the more you're doubting, is the rest of the card gonna kind of continue. And
I've been riding at Woodbine for 20 years, and you can always see when the systems are rolling in, and that system was intense, impressive in a way, and non-stop. It was unreal.
It was stress because we never lived this before. It's the first time in so many years, team lost all. It was a stress. It was talked to us about to make a big decision.
Incredibly difficult decision. It was just the amount of rain we had in such a short amount of time. It came down hard and it was pooling on the track and it created unsafe conditions for the horses. I mean, safety is always number one for us. Despite this being such an important day, we really have to make the decision that's best for the horses and for the jockeys. And so when we spoke to the vets, when we spoke to the jockeys and everyone involved on the racing side, it was a clear decision that we had to cancel and have this rerun at a better time.
Even mine, I went for it and I was like, feel it doing this. I was sitting in the jockey room after the decision was made, and I didn't want to get changed to leave. And the crazy part is when I left, I kept looking at my phone thinking, maybe they'll say come back. To be honest, this is a first. I think the main thing for me, to get over the shock of what happened, I went to get in my car and I couldn't drive away because it didn't seem right that we were driving home.
I know there are a lot of pieces that have to fall into place, but from what you know now, what happens from here?
What we're going to do is move the 4 stakes races and the King's Plate race to Friday.
when it's such a quick turnaround, that's definitely different. And it definitely starts to kind of make you think, you know what I mean, do I need to do more?
I think the King's Plate this year, more than maybe any other year in the history of the race, showed the versatility and the resiliency of the trainers and just how important they are.
There's a lot that goes into kind of working these horses, and some horses require, you know what I mean, the medication Lasix, right? So you don't want to dehydrate them and, you know, treat them too close to the race.
I guess in the simplest of terms, for when you're preparing for a King's Plate and there is that delay to it for the trainers, you've got science involved, you've got medication for the horses that they have to take. There's a feed schedule that might be different leading up. So there's a lot of little things that go in but make a major difference.
You know, you have to pull an audible in a sense. You look at each horse, you try to look at, you know, I mean, treat them as individuals, but I was confident enough that we did enough with them already, and we didn't want to overdo it. So it was just a matter of keeping them happy, keeping them healthy, and getting them onto the Friday card now, you know what I mean, in prime condition.
Geez, that's everything. Adapting is everything. Different courses, different jockeys, different horses, different trainers, different grooms, different hot walkers. Everything is different. My opinion is you have to adapt.
You can plan a lot of things, but at the end of the day, those plans aren't made in stone. They need to be changed, and a lot of the times you have to be willing to kind of, and able to kind of change plans and alter direction in a sense.
You know, I think we all deserved a great race after what everyone had gone through, and we certainly got that.
And they're off in the King's Plate. They're all bunched up. Out wider is roar of the crowd. Early on, Vitality got back to the tail end with Jokestar.
I had a good hole. I got him out the gates. You know, I had Essex Serpent in front of me. My boy Prince was right next to me.
Essex Serpent has the lead at the wire the first time in the King's Plate by 3/4 to My Boy Prince.
I thought Caitlin Her Greatness had trained really well heading into the season. You know, Cassie's horses were the favorites, so there was just a little bit less pressure kind of on our horses. They were just kind of maybe a little bit under the radar, which is nice, you know.
One thing I know, never underestimate the duo of Kevin Attard and Rafael Hernandez.
And the Mark Cassie pair are in front. It's Essex Serpent in the lead by 3/4 to My Boy Prince, a length away Caitlin Her Greatness.
Every step, I go forward, forward, forward. I said, we're gonna get it.
In third, and here comes the filly, Caitlin Her Greatness.
I know her, I say, when I turn for home, she's gonna give me everything. And Kevin was working with that, make sure she was finished good, and she's her off.
And down the outside is Midnight Mascot is flying home. Caitlin Her Greatness has reached the lead, and she's as great as they come. Caitlin Her Greatness wins the King's Plate. A half a length to My Boy Prince.
Fact now that you know, I mean, I've won a Queen's Plate and a King's Plate. Not many people can obviously claim that, right? So it's pretty cool, a special feat that I'm very proud of. And
hey, two times, yeah! With the feeling!
Yes, sir. That's it. We're not done yet.
Good memories, you know. King's Plate, Kevin and me, again, one more time. It was a great time in the winner's circle.
Next year's another year. Hopefully we crack at it again, and maybe next year I'll be throwing the flowers.
The mantra throughout was never what are we going to do, it is how are we going to do this.
And it really showed off the resiliency of everyone at Woodbine.
When you win those type of races, I think it's just a win for everybody. And I'm very, very thankful to have those people behind me as well.